The 2019 Makers Conference is officially underway, and Yahoo Finance's Jackie DeAngelis is on the ground covering it all with prominent feminist activist Gloria Steinem. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Melody, great to see you. That's right, 2019 Makers Conference. I'm so honored to be here with Gloria Steinem, author and activist, and I would call you a global icon. Let's talk about, you addressed the women in the room today to kick this conference off. What did you tell them? What was the message?
Well, the message, in fact, was about flight attendants as a crucial labor force that reflect all the problems and all the advances and so on. So it was kind of specific. But it's important that people understand that Makers itself is a project that records interviews with women who make America. So it's a gigantic, huge record. And you can go online, you can find Makers. There was a 2-hour PBS special. So I was addressing something specific, which is very important and not seen, but Makers is everything.
And how do you think that Makers fits into helping the women's movement move forward in your storied career? Do you think that it's moved fast enough, not fast enough?
No, of course it hasn't moved fast enough. No, because we have a patriarchal system, which means we get controlled as the means of reproduction. If we didn't have wombs, we'd be fine. and then there's racism and class, which of course you have to control women even more. I mean, so we're talking big time change here, and probably trying to realize again what was on this land where you and I are sitting before Europeans showed up, which were many different cultures that didn't even have gender in their language. They didn't have he and she. Okay, now we're trying to get, it's like the whole world is divided into two kinds of people, those who divide everything into two and those who don't, okay? So we're trying to get back to individuality and uniqueness and shared humanity.
And he and she is actually a central theme in Washington right now. State of the Union address, President Trump calling out to all the women that are serving in Congress right now, record numbers. We've got 5 presidential candidates that are women. Do you think that we'll see a woman in 2020 be the president?
I don't know. He's certainly motivated women by being terrible about women. So all these women are running against everything. He's increased the political participation rate enormously by displaying in the White House pretty much everything that's wrong with this country and all the biases against women. So we are woke now, as we say.
And how does a woman like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez play into the storyline that's developing right now?
Well, she is it. I mean, I don't know that she would have been in politics if it hadn't been for the emergency we see now. And she is a symbol of the incredible talent and ideas and, ability to communicate politics as people experience it. No, I think she's a great personification of the hope that is coming.
During the break, we were talking about some of the themes in the State of the Union address. One of them certainly was immigration. You have an interesting view on this topic.
Well, I wish we would connect. I mean, first of all, immigrants are more law-abiding than citizens. So the mythology about immigrants is huge. But also, remember that we have been below replacement level in our population growth since 1970. And last year was the lowest birth rate ever. So we need immigrants. There's a reason why we have that woman standing in the harbor saying, "Give us your poor."
The Statue of Liberty.
So it drives me crazy that it's not viewed as the positive that it is.
Is there one woman right now that's emerging on the scene that you can point to that's made an impact particularly, or that stood out to you for making a difference?
No, I don't think so, because, yes, but the problem is there are 1,000. And the point is that this is a circle, not a hierarchy. And so the point is that inside each woman and man, there's a unique human being with talents nobody else has, and also our shared humanity. And that is, I think, the message we need the most.
One of the things that fascinates me is the fact that men and women can still do the same job and women will be paid less for it. What is being done to bridge that gap, to bridge that divide for equal pay?
Well, obviously we have legislation to deal with it. We have HR departments. But the important thing is to tell your salary. Sometimes we can work for years in a place and not share with each other how much we're making. It's the one thing we actually know.
Information is power.
And but if you share, you can see who is being paid unfairly, and it is up not only to the person who is getting lesser pay, but the person who is getting more pay to say, I don't want to work in a place that's unfair.
Right. Absolutely. Gloria Steinem, thank you so much for sitting down with us. Such an honor.
Thank you.
Melody, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Jackie. Fascinating interview.